Find your comfortable place. Let your body grow heavy, sinking into the surface beneath you. Close your eyes and take a slow, deep breath in. And now a long, gentle breath out. We are leaving the world of today behind. There are no screens here, no demands, no noise. There is only the quiet whisper of a world that once was. Tonight, we journey not to a place of fiction, but to a forgotten memory of our own planet. A time when the great Sahara Desert, the sea of sand we know, was a world of green, of water, and of life. Let the story carry you. Let the words be a gentle current, guiding you toward deep, restorative sleep. It all begins with a whisper, a cosmic secret, a tiny, almost imperceptible tilt in our world's posture as it pirouettes through space. You wouldn't feel it if you were standing on the ground. It's a change that takes thousands of years to complete one single slow wobble. But this gentle lean, this subtle shift in the angle of our planet was enough. It was the key that would unlock a forgotten climate, a hidden world. This shift changed how the sun's warmth kissed the face of the earth, and in doing so, it began to coax the winds into a new, ancient rhythm, a new song. For millennia, the great African monsoon had been weak, held south by colder global temperatures. The winds that carried the rains of life couldn't reach the vast expanse of the north. But now, with the Earth's new tilt, the sun's energy warmed the northern lands more intensely. This warmth created a pull, a magnetic invitation to the moisture-heavy clouds sleeping over the ocean. And so they began to stir, slowly at first, then with a growing, certain purpose. The monsoons began to march north. They carried with them the promise of water, a promise that the dry, dusty land had long forgotten how to hope for. Imagine the first drop. A single, dark circle appearing on the pale, cracked earth. The smell that rises to meet it, a scent called petrichor, the perfume of dry earth receiving life. For centuries, this land had known only the harsh, baking sun. But now, a second drop falls, and a third. The sky, a deep, bruised purple, opens up. It isn't a violent storm, but a steady, soaking, life-giving rain. A rain that washes the dust from the air and sinks deep into the thirsty ground, awakening seeds that have been sleeping for an age, waiting for this very moment. And in the quiet darkness of the damp soil, something miraculous happens. A silent awakening. Tiny seeds, some no bigger than a grain of sand, feel the moisture. They feel the safety of the softened earth around them, and they begin to unfurl. A tiny root reaches down, anchoring itself, while a delicate green shoot pushes upward, reaching for a sky it has never seen. Across thousands of square miles, this silent, powerful explosion of life is happening all at once. The first blades of grass, tender and bright, begin to stitch the barren land together with a carpet of green. The water that doesn't sink into the earth begins to search for its old paths. It gathers in depressions, forming puddles that mirror the sky. Then it finds the ghost channels, the dry, winding canyons carved by ancient rivers. A trickle becomes a stream. Streams merge, whispering to each other as they flow, gaining confidence and strength. Soon, a true river is born again, flowing where only sand had drifted for generations. The sound of moving water returns to the Sahara, a gentle gurgle, a patient murmur that speaks of persistence and renewal. Within a few hundred years, a time that is but a heartbeat for the earth, the landscape is unrecognizable. The sand is gone, hidden beneath a vast, waving sea of grass. What was once a uniform, pale emptiness is now a mosaic of greens and yellows. Tall savannas stretch to the horizon, dotted with the flat-topped acacia trees that offer shade from the gentle sun. The air is no longer dry and sharp, but soft, humid, and filled with the scent of damp earth and growing things. It's a world reborn, a paradise reclaimed from the dust. And in the heart of this new green world, a great jewel forms. The rivers, flowing from mountains far to the south and east, all seek the lowest point. They pour their life-giving water into a vast basin, and Lake Mega Chad is born. This is not just a lake. It is an inland sea, larger than any of the Great Lakes of North America today. Its surface is a vast, shimmering mirror under the African sky. Its waters are fresh and deep, a sanctuary for life, and a source of endless abundance for the world that is growing around its shores. With the green comes life. Animals, sensing the change on the wind, begin to migrate back into these newly opened lands. Great herds of elephants, their silent, padded feet treading on soft earth instead of hot sand. Long-necked giraffes moving like elegant ships across the savanna. Rhinos, hippos claiming the rivers and lakes as their own. The air, once silent, is now filled with the sounds of this vibrant world. The low rumble of an elephant's call, the splash of a fish, the distant roar of a lion at dusk. The Sahara is breathing again. And we were there too, humanity, following the water, following the herds. The first people to walk in this renewed paradise were a tall, powerful people we now call the Kiffians. They were hunters and fishers, perfectly adapted to this world of plenty. Imagine them standing by the shores of Lake Megachad, their bodies strong from a life of movement and a diet rich in fish and game. They crafted intricate harpoons from bone, tools of survival that were also objects of beauty. Their lives were tied to the rhythm of the water and the movement of the animals. A day for the Kiffian people would begin with the soft light of dawn over the water. The air would be cool and misty. The hunters would prepare their tools, their movements economical and sure. The fishers would cast their nets, woven from the reeds that grew in abundance along the shore. The sounds would be of birds calling, the gentle lapping of waves, the low murmur of voices. There was no rush. Time was measured by the sun's journey across the sky and the slow, steady pulse of the seasons. It was a life of deep connection to the world around them. And at night, after the work of the day was done, they would gather around the warm, comforting glow of a fire. They would share food and stories. Above them, the sky would be an immense blanket of stars, unobscured by any modern light. The stars were their map, their calendar, their book of myths. The sounds of the night would be a symphony, the chirping of insects, the distant call of a predator, the crackle of the fire. In this green Sahara, the night was not something to be feared, but a time of community, rest, and wonder. For 1,000 years, this green paradise flourished. Generations were born and lived their lives in this world of water and grass. But the same cosmic dance that gave birth to the green Sahara would, in time, ask for its return. The Earth's slow wobble continued on its celestial path. The tilt that had pulled the monsoons north began to slowly, gently reverse. It wasn't a sudden event. It was a change you wouldn't notice from one year to the next, or even in a single lifetime. It was a subtle drying in the air, a little less rain each season. As the climate began to slowly shift, so did the people. The Scythian culture faded, and a new people, whom we call the Tenarians, arrived. They were different, less reliant on the giant fish of the shrinking lakes. They were pastoralists. They brought with them herds of long-horned cattle, a new way of life more suited to a world that was becoming more open, more grassy. They were not hunters of the deep water, but keepers of herds, their lives tied to the health of the grasses and the well-being of their animals. And both these peoples, the Scythian and the Tenarian, left us a gift, a diary written in stone. In the mountains and rock outcroppings that dotted the green landscape, they carved and painted the stories of their world. They drew the animals they saw, giraffes with their impossible necks, lumbering elephants, and even people who appear to be swimming. These images are a window, a direct message from the past, telling us without words, this was our home. This is what we saw. Life was here. The Tenarian way of life was one of movement, following the grazing. Their cattle were their wealth, their sustenance, their companions. A day might be spent guiding the herd to fresh pastures, the only sounds being the soft chewing of the animals and the wind in the grass. They learned the land intimately, knowing where to find water, even as it became scarcer. Their art shows this deep connection, with countless images of the cattle that were so central to their existence. They were true children of the savannah. The Great Lake, the heart of the green Sahara, began its long, slow retreat. Each year, the shoreline would pull back just a little further. Areas that were once deep enough for fishing became shallow marshes, and then, eventually, dry, cracked earth. The change was so slow, so gradual, that each generation simply adapted to a slightly smaller lake. But over centuries, the inland sea was shrinking, its vastness becoming a memory, its retreat a sign of the inexorable return of the sand. Out on the savannas, a similar, slow transformation was taking place. The lush, thick carpet of grass began to thin. In the driest parts of the year, patches of bare earth would appear. The wind, which once carried moisture, now began to carry dust. The acacia trees, so resilient, found it harder to draw water from the deepening water table. The vibrant green was slowly, imperceptibly being faded, as if an artist were gently washing the color from a beautiful painting. The animals, with an instinct far older than human memory, understood the change. They began to move. The great herds that had populated the green Sahara started a slow, generational migration, following the retreating rains south. The elephants, the giraffes, the countless antelope, they left the lands that could no longer support them. The roars of lions grew fainter, the bird calls fewer. The land was growing quiet again, returning to the deep silence that the sand would soon bring. And we, the people, had to follow. The Tenerians, with their precious herds, could no longer find enough grass or water. They too had to move. They packed their few belongings and guided their cattle toward the last remaining refuges of green. Some went south to the Sahel region. Others traveled east toward the reliable, life-giving waters of the Nile River Valley. They left behind their art on the rocks, the graves of their ancestors, and a world that was slowly vanishing behind them. And then the sand returned. It had been waiting patiently in the deep places of the earth. Pushed by the changing winds, it began to creep back. At first, it was just a dusting on the dry leaves of the last hardy plants. Then it began to fill the dry riverbeds, burying the channels that once carried water. It swirled around the bases of the dying trees, creating the first small dunes. The sand was a slow, silent tide, reclaiming the land inch by inch, year by year. The end was not a sudden catastrophe. It was a slow fading. For a time, life clung on in protected pockets. Deep canyons might have held a spring. A low-lying basin might have held the last remnant of a lake, a final oasis of green in a growing world of gold and tan. Here, the last of the crocodiles might have survived for a few more generations. The last trees would have held on, their roots reaching deep for the last traces of moisture. But these were just echoes, the final fading whispers of the great green world. And so, the transformation was complete. The Sahara, as we know it, was born. A vast, silent sea of sand, sculpted by the wind into waves and ripples. The largest hot desert in the world. A place of stark, breathtaking beauty, but a world seemingly devoid of the life that had once thrived there. The rivers were buried. The lakes were gone, their beds now salt flats shimmering in the heat. The grasslands were a memory, hidden beneath hundreds of feet of sand. The silence was absolute. But the green Sahara is not truly gone. It is merely sleeping. Beneath the endless dunes, the story is still there, written in the layers of the earth. Scientists can drill down and find the thick, dark sediment of the ancient lake beds. Ground-penetrating radar can reveal the exact paths of the buried rivers, a ghostly map of the lost water world. The past is not erased, it is simply covered, waiting for us to learn how to read its secrets. And on the rocks, the library remains open. The paintings and carvings are still there, protected from the wind by rocky overhangs. They are the most direct and beautiful evidence we have. When you look at a painting of a boat on a rock in the middle of the driest desert on Earth, you are seeing a true story. You are looking through the eyes of someone who lived in that other world. Each image is a page from a book of a time when the world was different, softer and greener, and the desert holds even older secrets from an even earlier wet period. In a place called the Valley of the Whales, you can walk through the sand and find the complete fossilized skeletons of ancient whales. They lie where they fell, on what was once the floor of a shallow sea, millions and millions of years ago. These ancient bones are a profound reminder that this land has seen many cycles of wet and dry, of water and sand. The green Sahara was not the first transformation, and it may not be the last. Because the earth continues its dance. The slow wobble of its axis has not stopped. It is still happening right now, far too slowly for us to perceive. The same celestial mechanics that turned the desert green and then turned it back to sand are still at work. The planet is breathing on a timescale of tens of thousands of years. The green Sahara was one long, slow exhalation of life. The current desert is an inhalation, a period of rest. The cycle is not over. And so, it is possible, even likely, that one day the rains will return. Perhaps 10,000 years from now, or 15, the great monsoon will once again be pulled north. The sky will darken, and the first drops will fall on the sand. The seeds that still lie dormant, deep beneath the surface, will awaken. The rivers will find their old channels, and the green will return. The story of the green Sahara is not just a story of the past. It is a story of the deep, rhythmic, and powerful cycles of our world. A story of loss, but also of inevitable renewal. As you drift now deeper into relaxation, try to feel what that world was like. Feel the air, not dry and hot, but warm and humid, like a summer morning. Feel a gentle breeze that carries the scent of wet earth and flowers. Imagine the feeling of soft, damp grass under your feet instead of shifting sand. This world is not so alien. It's a memory encoded in the planet itself, and perhaps somewhere deep within us too. A memory of a time of great abundance and ease. Listen in your mind to the sounds of that lost world. the gentle, rhythmic lapping of lake water against the shore, the constant, quiet hum of insects in the tall grass, the distant, low grunt of a hippo in the river. There are no harsh noises here, only the soft, organic sounds of a world in balance. Let these gentle sounds wash over you, just as the waters of Lake Megachad once washed over the sands of the Sahara. Let them quiet your mind. Picture yourself resting in the shade of a great acacia tree. The sun is warm, but here, in the dappled light, it is perfectly comfortable. The leaves above you create a shifting, intricate pattern against the blue sky. You feel safe. You feel protected. There is nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to be. You are simply a part of this peaceful landscape, resting just as you are resting now, allowing your body and mind to find stillness. Imagine the night falling, the sky turning from orange to purple to a deep, velvety black. And then the stars appear, not as we see them dimmed by city lights, but as brilliant, sharp points of light. The Milky Way, our own galaxy, stretches across the sky like a river of diamonds. You can see the depth, the distance, the immense and peaceful quiet of the universe. You are small, but you are part of this magnificent whole. And in this vastness, your worries become small too. The story of the green Sahara teaches us about time. Our lives are so fast, measured in days and years. But the Earth's time is slow, patient, and cyclical. The world is constantly, gradually changing, breathing in and breathing out over millennia. Knowing this can be deeply comforting. It reminds us that even periods of difficulty, like a desert, are not permanent. They are just one part of a much larger, ever unfolding story of change and renewal. And now the green Sahara sleeps. It sleeps under a blanket of sand, dreaming of its past and perhaps of its future. The animals are gone. The people have moved on. The rivers are buried. But the memory remains. the story is still there. And just as that world is now in a deep, long rest, it is time for you to rest too. It is time to let go of the day and sink into the deep, quiet peace of sleep. Let the images of the green world begin to fade. Let the story dissolve into feelings. The feeling of peace, of warmth, of gentle water, of quiet. You don't need to hold on to the details anymore. The story has done its work. It has carried you to the threshold of sleep. And now you can step across into the quiet of your own mind, into the restorative world of your own dreams. Your journey now is inward to the quiet landscape of your own inner world. Feel your breath, a slow, steady rhythm, like the gentle tides of that ancient lake. Each breath in brings calm. Each breath out releases tension. You are safe. You are comfortable. You are completely at peace. There is nothing left to do but to let go and allow sleep to take you. Drifting now, floating down, down into a deep and wonderful sleep. The images of the past, the whispers of the wind, the memory of water, they all merge into the gentle background of your dreams. Your body is heavy, relaxed, and still. Your mind is quiet, calm, and free. You are sinking into the most peaceful, restorative sleep. Sleep well. Dream of green places. If this journey helped you find rest, consider subscribing for more tales of our amazing world. And feel free to share in the comments what images or feelings stayed with you. For now, just rest. Sleep. Sleep.